Good morning, viewers. Welcome to Live Long Health Hub. First of all, I would like to thank you because our channel has reached more than 1,000 views. And I am Jeyakumar, your wellness coach, and we are fighting for the obesity problem among R&D professionals. Today, the thought for the day is going to be the ACE integrated fitness model. Let's see what it is. Let me just open my mind map. Okay. As you know, ACE is for American Council on Exercise, and the ACE Integrated Fitness Training Model is basically it organizes the latest exercise science and also the health behavior research into a systematic approach of designing, implementing, and then modifying the exercise programs, which is for the client's use. So in this video, basically we are going to see why we need this model, what are the different training parameters in it, the two different components of IFT model, and the benefit of this model. So basically you would understand like why we are sweating our body in gym, what are the parameters it is affecting, and how we are getting the benefit out of it. So let's deep dive into it. First, let's start with the function, health, fitness, performance continuum. Basically, what it is like the human movement and fitness basically progress or regress across this continuum, starting from establishing or developing the functional movements, which are basically we do in your daily activities, to the highly complex movement and physical work that is being done in the athletics. So any individual, he would be falling in this continuum, starting from functional or health related or fitness related or performance oriented. So this depends basically on his health status and also the physical limitations, basically the frequency, intensity, and also the type of physical activity he does. So the life cycle and life factor is going to decide where he is going to be in this continuum. Now let's get into the training parameters. If you take the traditional training parameters, they are like the cardiorespiratory fitness, muscular endurance, muscular strength, and then the flexibility. But the contemporary training parameters are health behavior change, postural stability, kinetic chain mobility, movement efficiency, core conditioning, balance, cardiorespiratory fitness, metabolic markers like the ventilator thresholds, muscular endurance, muscular strength, flexibility, agility, coordination, reaction time. These are basically what is required for the performance sports. And last is the speed and power. So basically this is going to give benefits in terms of health, fitness, mood, weight management, stress management, all the health related parameters. This is suggested by the physical activity guidelines for Americans. So now we will get into the details of the model. So the IFT model basically has two types of training into it. One is cardiorespiratory training and second is a muscular training. Now we'll just see what is cardiorespiratory training. So here you have like three levels. It starts from base and then the fitness and then the performance. So let's start with base training. So this is basically for insufficiently active people like who have not done exercise for a very long time. Also, they are into some health disease and then they are just recovering from it. So we need to start with the base training for them. This is basically to develop the cardiorespiratory endurance. And the how this is decided is basically the individual, he is able to do this exercise for 20 minutes of time and at least 3 days per week. So if someone is not meeting this requirement, then he is going to be in this base level. So basically he need to start with 5 minutes of cardio, and then the confidence has to be given to the individual, and then a talk test is done. This basically like while doing a cardio, the individual should be in a position to talk. So that means he is into this level. So how do we define in terms of scientific term is basically the ventilatory threshold. This is going to be the first ventilatory threshold, what we call as VT1. So here basically the rating of perceived exertion is going to be between 3 to 4 out of scale of 10. Now let's get into fitness training. This is going to be the second level. Here the objective is going to be enhancing the aerobic efficiency. So here again how it is done is, one, the duration is increased. Initially we said 20 minutes, now it can be more than that. The frequency is increased, can be more than thrice per a week. And then the blending of cardiorespiratory exercise is done so that it is above VT1 and below the VT2, and the rate of exertion is going to be 5 to 6. And also we can introduce the intervals over here so that we can move from the second level and then we can move to the third. So let's see what is the third level. So third training is going to be performance training. Here basically this is required to ensure success in endurance sports and events like marathon or any athletic events. So these individuals basically it's for the athletes, and then this is going to improve their performance in terms of increasing their speed, power, and then the endurance. So here this is going to be beyond the second threshold, and it's going to be a very vigorous intensity exercise, and the exertion rate is somewhere going to be between 7 to 10. So we have seen the cardiorespiratory training. Now we will move to muscular training. So like 3 levels in cardiorespiratory training, here also we have 3 levels of training. It starts with functional training, then the movement training, and then third is the load speed training. First let's see the functional training. Here the objective is going to be establishing the postural stability and also the kinetic chain mobility. The focus is going to be improving the muscular endurance, flexibility, core function, and also the static and dynamic balance. And how it is done? The exercise volume will be increased, and also the challenge is going to be increased based on the functional movements. Functional movements, what I mean is basically the daily activities what we do, which requires a good postural stability and also a good kinetic chain mobility. So once the individual has good functional training, he can then move to the movement training. Here basically the objective is to have good movement patterns without compromising on the postural or joint stability. So here focus is going to be on 5 movements. The first is the bend and lift movement. This is like how we stand or sit and squat. So these are like movements involved in it. Second is going to be single leg movement. These are like climbing upstairs and downstairs. Also it's like you bending forward and then taking a ball through leaning forward through one leg and then grabbing with your one hand. These are like single leg movements. And third is pushing movements. Here again it's going to be in all the 4 directions. So it's like pushing forward, pushing a door. Second, overhead, like you like lifting something and then keeping overhead. Third, it can be the lateral direction, like you are just lifting your torso from your ground. And also it can be downwards, like you are pulling somebody from the swimming pool and then pushing them to the side. And the fourth is going to be your pulling movement. This is like pulling a chain or even pulling a door. And last is the rotational movement. This involves rotation of your torso. It starts from your legs, and then it moves to your arm. It is like, I would say, you are like throwing a ball, or playing golf, or even it can involve various dancing movements. So once the client is comfortable with the movement training, then he gets into the load speed training. Here basically it is like application of external loads to movements, thereby creating an increased force production for muscular adaptation. This is basically like the strength training with the weights what is being done. So it involves like resistance training, more focused towards HIT, high intensity interval training, speed work. Plyometry is basically like using your body as a weight, and then you are going to give a movement. And then the power lifting, and last is sport specific resistance like swim training or uphill cycling. This basically improves your muscular strength, muscular endurance, muscle hypertrophy, that is like enlargement of your muscles. And last is the change in your body composition, converting your fat into muscle. And last, it's going to give benefit in terms of speed, agility, quickness, and power. This is how the load speed training is built. So all your exercise will involve doing at a higher speed, having a very agile movements, quick, and then a powerful thing. So we saw all the three levels, both at the cardio respiratory training and then the muscular training. Let me just close this topic. Now we will move towards the benefit of this model. So here basically the ACE has done a sponsored research. One to see the benefits in terms of cardiorespiratory fitness. Second, the muscular fitness. Third is the cardiometabolic health. What this means is more towards your sugar level, cholesterol, blood pressure, all those monitoring. So here basically like you have three groups. One is a regular group who doesn't do any exercise. The second is a group who does the ACE integrated fitness training model. And third group is a standard training program as recommended by American College of Sports Science. So the method is going to be like 13 weeks of exercise. The week 1 to 3 is going to be cardiorespiratory. Week 4 to week 13 is going to be cardiorespiratory plus the muscular training. So if you see week 1, the heart rate reserve is going to be 40 to 45%, which is going to be less than the first VT1. And then week 9 to week 13 is 60 to 65% of HRR, which is greater than the second threshold. So here, I mean, what do you mean by HRR is basically it's a heart ability to increase the rate of beating from a resting level to the maximum intensity. So here basically like this, all the two groups. One is the IFT group and second is the standard group. They will be doing 3 days cardiorespiratory per week, which involves 25 minutes of cardiorespiratory training in the first week, and then it will be increased to 15 minutes from week 9 to 13. Now we will see what are the benefits seen by both the groups after week 13. So here the one of the key parameter that is seen is the VO2 max. This determines your cardiovascular endurance. This is basically the maximum amount of oxygen in terms of milliliters a person use in 1 minute per kilogram of body weight. So this basically it's like the maximum oxygen he can take, and then he can use for the exercise. It basically determines the aerobic capacity of an individual. So here again, when you compare both the groups compared to a normal set of 14 participants who did not do any exercise, the standard group, like five individuals did not respond to the exercise. Like one had a negative impact, the four of them did not see a benefit, and rest of them had some benefit. Whereas the group which did ACE IFT model, all of them had a great response in terms of VO2 max. Now let's see the other benefits. So this is a chart which is showing the benefits in terms of cardiometabolic, anthropometric, muscular and neuromotor exercise responders. So if you see here the systolic blood pressure, I mean the higher the index, better is the benefit. So the systolic BP has improved, cholesterol level has improved, triglycerides, I mean, no much change seen between both the groups. Glucose has improved. Waist circumference, there is a good change that has been observed. Body fat, there is a good improvement. Also, the muscular parameters like right and left flex toe stand. Also, the bench press and leg press, the 5 repetition is being done, and how the performance is. So overall, the ACE IFT model group had a great benefit in all the three aspects. So now it'll be very clear for you like why we are sweating in gym. So the methodology has to be right. So you need to have a combination of cardiorespiratory and then the muscular training. Also, you need to understand basically where you are in the fitness continuum, and then your training levels has to be accordingly decided. So just to sum up, we just saw the fitness, health, function, performance continuum. Then we reviewed the training parameters. Third, we saw the cardiorespiratory training, and then the three levels that are in. Then we discussed about the muscular training, and then the three levels in it, and last the benefits. Hope the ACE integrated fitness training model is clear to you. If you have any further queries, please get in touch with me. See you then. Bye. Cheers.